What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing another Manchester City transfer update. If you didn't know, I'm going to be rolling my usual series throughout the summer transfer window with daily Manchester City transfer updates from June to look forward to keep you guys up to date every single day with all the latest City news throughout the busy summer transfer window on YouTube. So make sure you've subscribed if you haven't already. Also, don't forget as well, social media links, they're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. I'm actively looking for a sponsor for them daily vids, so if that's something that does interest you, then please let me know through my email. TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. Do leave a thumbs up, 300 likes once more is the aim, and most importantly, do let me know your thoughts in the comments below, as I'm always interested in what you do have to say with regards to these transfers. So let's crack on with this video. Let's get into the outs and let's give the very latest on Ilkay Gundogan. Now, Carrusel Deportivo over in Spain, they say that Ilkay Gundogan, he wants to leave Manchester City in the summer for free. He's currently in negotiations with Barcelona. His agent has met with Barcelona's representatives over the last week. His agent has been in Barcelona speaking about a potential move for Gundogan in the summer. We already know that Barcelona cannot afford to be spending money on players, so the only way that they can improve on their squad is bringing in players for free. So Ilkay Gundogan definitely fitting their criteria for the type of player that they want to bring in. Manchester City are still hopeful that Gundogan could sign a new deal. The problem that we have is I'm going to presume Barcelona are willing to give Gundogan 2-3 years in a contract. Manchester City only prepared for a 12-month extension. Obviously, Ilkay Gundogan looking potentially for a new challenge, but more than likely just looking for a little bit more long-term stability for himself. And so Barcelona definitely is a viable option. However, paying attention to his agent and what he said last week, his agent hasn't ruled out anything, and that includes him signing a new contract at Manchester City. So until things are signed, until things are announced, we don't know what is going to happen with Ilkay Gundogan. But as I've been saying for the last few weeks now, the longer this situation goes on, day by day, it becomes even more increasingly likely, in my opinion, that Ilkay Gundogan leaves Manchester City. And the word I'm hearing from City is, in terms of their midfield, they do not want to lose two senior first team midfielders this summer in the form of both Gundogan and Bernardo Silva. They can cope with losing one. They do not want to lose both. So if Gundogan is a player that does end up leaving Manchester City, it certainly puts City in a very interesting position when it comes to the future of Bernardo Silva. What I will add is that Ilkay Gundogan leaving or staying at Manchester City doesn't really affect City's potential move for a central midfielder. We know City need a central midfielder. We're lacking in a number there. So if Gundogan ends up leaving, I'd say it's more likely that City go out there and bring in two central midfielders this summer rather than just one. But we'll see. So moving on to the ins, we've got a new name comes in the form of Axel Disasi of AS Monaco. Now, the 25-year-old French centre-back. He's made 30 appearances in Ligue 1 this season, scoring 3 goals and assisting 3 goals as well. And he's been linked with a move to Manchester City. That's according to GFFN over in France. Apparently, Manchester City have sent scouts out to go and watch the AS Monaco centre-back. City are not the only Premier League team interested in Disasi, though, with Chelsea and Manchester United also believed to be monitoring the situation, and he's not going to be the last centre-back being linked with Manchester City, as further doubt is being cast on the future of Aymeric Laporte. However, he did start at the weekend, didn't do bad, so we'll have to see what happens with that by the end of the season. And speaking of left-sided centre-backs, moves us on to another new name, comes in the form of Levi Colwill of Chelsea. He spent the season out on loan at Brighton. He is a left-sided centre-back as well. He's not played that much for Brighton. He is still only 20 years old, and the Standard have said that City, they've sanctioned the sale of Aymeric Laporte, and the player that they want is Colwill from Chelsea. And to me, just feels like a massive downgrade. Now, I get the squad depth of Manchester City and wanting to have fresh, top-quality players in all available positions. And Nathan Ake has been sensational for Manchester City. However, if Nathan Ake was to pick up an injury, we have Aymeric, Laporte to fall back on. Now, I know Laporte might be a bit frustrated with minutes in the first team, and so he may want to leave, but that to me is the benchmark. That's the quality that we've got to be looking for. International players, players that are of the standard that City are looking for. I'm not saying that Colwill isn't of the standard. He might well be, but right now certainly isn't near that quality. Colwill nowhere near as good as what Aymeric, Laporte and what Nathan Ake are, and to me, to sell Aymeric, Laporte to bring Colwill in right now, to me anyway, feels like a little bit of a downgrade. And the fact that he spent the season out on loan at Brighton and isn't featuring all that much is telling me that certainly over the next season or two, he's not the standard that we are looking for. Now, City may want to bring him in and loan him out, but that certainly doesn't help us in the situation of a left-sided centre-back should Aymeric, Laporte leave the club. And to me, that's the benchmark City's got to be looking for. You've got to be looking for improving your first team or improving the depth. And to me, neither of them boxes get ticked with this transfer. So, we'll see. It doesn't thrill me, if I'm completely honest, that transfer. But that's just my thoughts, so do let me know your thoughts of that in the comments below. Now, moving on to the final transfer, and the third new name of this video comes in the form of Khephren Thuram of OGC Nice over in France. Now, Sebastian Denis over at Mercato in Italy says that Manchester City have an interest in OGC Nice midfielder Khephren Thuram. He's a 22-year-old defensive midfielder, French, made 30 appearances in Liga 1, scoring 2 and assisting 4. He's having a good season. Now, Nice are confident that they can get around 60 million euros for him and will start their bidding at around 50 million euros, and Manchester City and other European clubs are believed to be interested. That's the very latest on the player. Don't have any more details on that other than that. It's suggesting to me one of two things. Firstly, City putting their name out there for some defensive midfielders and central midfielders. I don't know what it means for the future of Calvin Phillips potentially, but if we're getting linked with defensive midfielders, it could be linked to that. It could just be Man City looking for a little bit more depth, as Thuram may well be adaptable to be able to play in an 8 position should Gundogan leave. So we'd have to wait and see, but City certainly not wanting to leave all their eggs in just one basket when it comes to central midfielders, learning their lessons from previous transfer windows where we drag things on. So I'm speaking about players like Harry Kane, like Kalidou Koulibaly, sagas that just dragged on for too long. We missed out on our top targets. Thankfully, we managed to bring in Ruben Diaz, but we had to wait an extra 12 months to sign a striker, which again just happened to be a really good saving grace for City that we brought in Erling Haaland. So City always seem to come out better when it happens, but in terms of the transfer market, City can start addressing positions of interest and players of interest right now if they want to. So if they're serious about Thuram, then City need to make the move. I do feel like, and the second thing I want to say about this transfer, with lots of European clubs interested, of course Man City's name's been put out there. It's common knowledge to everyone that City wants central midfielders. So if you're a European club selling a great prospect for a good price and they've got a central midfielder that is for sale, you're going to be linking Manchester City's name out there because you can ask for more from other clubs. And that, to me, is what I think is happening with this transfer. This is a great way for Nice, who are happy to accept 50 million euros, but they want 60 million euros. The way they get that extra 10 million is telling other clubs that genuinely are interested, that big clubs like Manchester City that can afford to pay that money, they're interested and they want a central midfielder. A good negotiation tactic for the selling team, and not something I'm overly keen on with chucking City's name out there, in particular for me and my channel when I'm having to digest transfer news stories coming in left, right and centre, and having to digest whether things are fact or fiction. But it's all part of the fun and games, in my opinion, when it comes to transfers. It isn't transfer updates and the transfer season without lots of rumours and gossip getting out there and differentiating the difference between fact and fiction. And that's what it's going to be like all summer. It's going to be exciting. Daily transfer videos coming for you guys to keep you up to date with all the latest Manchester City transfer news this summer from June. Subscribe if you haven't already. The go-to channel on YouTube for City transfer content. Also, don't forget as well, social media links. They're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen. If you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too. If you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries, TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. Leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim. most importantly, do let me know your thoughts in the comments below of what you make of these transfers. And finally, do go and check out my review video that I did this weekend of Manchester City's win over Leicester City. Arsenal dropping points put City in a very strong position now when it comes to chasing Arsenal in the Premier League. I gave my thoughts on that in my video yesterday, so do go check that out if you haven't already. And I'll see you all again tomorrow for the big preview of Champions League quarter-final second leg action as City go to Germany for our second leg match against Bayern Munich, currently leading 3-0. Bayern are going to shut the kitchen sink. Got all the latest news on that, which I'll give you guys in tomorrow's preview, so I'll see you then. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.